Yo, good morning, guys. Good morning. All right. All right, guys. So, main watches today so far. Let me see. There we go. 16. So, pretty substantial gap up. It looks like it's about, 25% or so. FIVN, another gap up from 49.37 to 57.10. This one's gapping up some. Looks interesting. I'm going to keep an eye on ENPH as well today. ENPH. That one was a runner yesterday and actually held most of its gains. And so, honestly, I'm going to look for this one to give back some of the gains today. AMD, as always, MU, AMRN maybe, GE. See if we got any new movers. TCF looks okay. Ruby. I'll watch RUBI as well. LBY. Aside from that, we're not really getting that much volume on some of these gaps. Like, we're getting some gap ups, but there's not a ton of steady volume here. I'll probably watch LSCC as well, just because the gap up was so big yesterday. It's worth keeping an eye on for me. We got K, which is Kellogg's, ABC. And so, yeah, aside from that, we're not really getting any high volume moves here. If you see something, let me know. We got WLL, FIT, Fitbit, BYND is gapping down a ton here. QCOM monster gap down after earnings, I'm assuming. So we don't have a ton of it's not looking that hot right now. We got some volume, but it's not great. What's up, chat? Sorry, let me catch up on the chat here. What's up, guys? All right, we got Anthony. What's up, man? Good morning, brother. CRC Design. What's up, bro? We got Stock Locker. Good morning. Jackson. What's up, man? Anthony says, how can I trade if I work all day? Well, you got a few options. One of the options when I used to have to go to work during the day is I would have Webull. In Webull, I can trade from my phone. Another one option is options trading. If you're going to trade options, you don't necessarily have to be there at the open. You can trade options. That's another option. No pun intended. And yeah, so there's some stuff you can try. But if you want to day trade, there's not really much you can do today. Or there's not really much you can do, bro. You got to just figure out what you want to do in the trading world. WKHS might do something. In the trading world, I'm seeing just low movement. SPY is down under 290s. So main watch is SPWR. Let's see what my account is at after yesterday. Well, I'm over $300 in profit, but after that trade, what was my account at yesterday? It was at I think I made like 20, 30 bucks after commissions yesterday, which is okay. I still made money. And so yeah, I'm just pushing this account. We'll see where we can get it. Trade from the bathroom. Yeah, listen, it's trading is one of those things where you don't have to day trading. I'll say it like this: day trading is the most difficult form of investing there is. It is easily the most difficult form of investing. It's the hardest to succeed at. It's the less likely you will succeed at. And yeah, it's the one that everybody tends to want to get involved with. And I'm not trying to be a buzzkill for day trading. I mean, I've effectively done it successfully now. But I'm just now getting there, and it's been years. So day trading does not have to be the only option. I know it's fun. It makes your heart beat a little bit more. You know, I'm not trying to be a buzzkill. I'm just being real about it. But it's the single most difficult form of investing there is in the entire world. You know, it's the single most difficult form of investing. You know, you don't have to do it. There's a lot of options. Swing trading, you know, you can swing trade. You can buy options. Like I said, no pun intended. You can, you know, there's a lot of different stuff you can do aside from day trading. Because day trading, the odds are stacked against you. The odds are just stacked against you. And so, for most people, most people end up failing at day trading. I don't care what they say. You know, you get people. Mitch and I almost made it a rule in our Discord that if you're gonna say you made this much money, you have to post the gain. You have to show us your account state or your P&L on the day, because there's just so many people that want to pretend to be profitable in day trading when they're actually not. And you know, a lot of them, I don't know why they really do it. And I'm not saying anybody in particular. I don't know whether anybody's actually telling the truth or not. I'm not attacking anybody. But, you know, day trading is the single most difficult form of investing there is in the world. And the odds are definitely stacked against you for sure. And this is coming from experience. I'm just now able to do it profitably, and it's been years. You know, so it's you got to calculate the risk reward like you would in a trade on whether it's for you or not, because you know, you might spend a lot of time doing it and then find out that it's just not for you. Yo, yo, yo. What's up, man? Drinking coffee, bro. Alright. Not as exciting or profitable, I'm sure, but it's a step towards the end goal. Yeah, I mean, like I said, day trading gives you that heartbeat that's going. Day trading gives you that excitement in the market, you know. And I get it, man. I get it. Listen, we've done classes and we talk about why people get involved with day trading. And most of the time, let's be real here, most of the time people get involved with day trading. They may not want to hear it, but most of the time they get involved with day trading because they gambled previously, and it's gambling to them. And that makes their heart beat. That gets them excited. They don't know what's going to happen. And so it makes their heart beat more. Like, let's be real. That's why most people get involved. Now, I'm not saying that you can't go from that to a successful day trader, because that's obviously possible. But, you know, you got to be honest with yourself about why you got started in it. I know that's why I got started in it. You know? Alright, guys. Alright, so yeah, so basically, oh, I got my chart at the wrong spot here. Let me see. Got to take bigger sizing though, especially after yesterday. So yesterday yesterday I had like multiple green trades. You know, my accuracy was probably 75% or better yesterday. Multiple green trades. I made about $20 net on the day. I got to use bigger sizing. It just ain't gonna work. Right, but you can have financial control with swing trading, options trading. You know, it's not. And listen, I'm probably the worst person. You know, I understand. I'm like preaching against my entire channel right now on YouTube. I'm just being real with you for sure. But you know, it just weigh the risk reward is all I'm saying. So we got SPWR today. Let's look up some news. All right, SPWR is up after the company reported better than expected second quarter sales results. So that's what happened with this one. But yeah, SPWR best volume right now. I don't know about the best volume, but the solid gap up, and really the biggest percentage move from most of the other stocks I see on the upside at least right now. ENPH held its gains, and so I may look for that one to start turning the other way. Um, Swing trading is scarier to me than day trading, and yeah, holding it overnight is something uh, I'm not necessarily comfortable with either. But yeah, I mean, it just depends, man. That's one of the reasons I'm not. That's one of the reasons I'm not in forex. Yeah, I mean, I've done it before. Yeah, I mean, I've done it before, but I've never done it with big enough sizing for me to be really worried about it. I think. The only one I've been holding options like GameStop option. I'm looking at that one. That one's been testing $4. We'll see if that one can break under. But the good thing about GameStop is that I follow this other YouTuber. I'm subscribed to this other YouTuber. His name is Camelot331. Had to catch my voice really quick. And he's talking about GameStop. He's a former employee that worked there for like 11 years, and he's saying they fired like a third of all the GMs and the store managers, the district managers in GameStop. I'm already holding a put option that I have over 2 weeks on, and it's right at my strike price now at $4. So we'll see if that one can continue in my direction on the downside. We got ZNGA, which is kind of gapping up some. ZNGA. Okay. Yeah, I saw that one too. Yeah. understand what's wrong with my internet, man. Let me do a speed test here. I have to call Comcast out here. Yeah, I mean, it's not even showing up. SNC? Oh, yeah, it's not even showing up on mine. On my thing. So, yeah, well, did they, were they long or short in it? With, yeah. I mean, as as per an hour ago, they reported a quarterly loss of 1.7 billion Canadian, and they also cut dividends. So they're, yeah, yeah, right. You know, that's what they do. Yeah, the daily chart's terrible, man. Whoa. Just to show you guys, let me clip this. This is the daily chart of this stock. It's the worst daily chart. Look at this thing, man. It's terrible. Right. Nobody cares at the ball game about this, man. You know, wasting advertising. Mm-mm. Yeah, you know it. It costs them some money. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm watching SPWR. That's probably my main watch. Uh, and it's tradable, yeah. So that's when I watch. I've traded it before too. Um, let's see what else. Yeah, aside from that, the volume's just not that hot on most other stuff. Um, we got QCOM gapping down, Fit gapping down, Fitbit. FSCT. We got MU and AMD, Zynga, ZNGA. WLL gapping down. Maybe look for a bounce on that one. Yeah, I mean, just a low volume day for most stocks, I think. And the ones that are moving, I think we have more gap downs today than we do gap ups. For gap ups, though, we got SPWR, RUBI, EVH just picked up some volume, but it needs a little bit more for EVH. CROX. There's another one I was watching too. I don't know what happened to it. It was something. Let me find it. Shopify is kind of interesting. Soli's on my list, but it actually looks low volume. Same thing with HBI. UNG is another one I'll be watching. UNG. I think it's a healthcare stock. Let me see. Oh, it's United States Natural Gas, so it's a natural gas stock. Makes me like it a little bit less, honestly. Alright, so yeah, let's look up some news. We can look up QCOM, it's gapping down. So SPWR was positive revenue and earnings, second quarter earnings. For QCOM, we have first, let's look up the overall market news. For MT Newswires, they're reporting, quote, U.S. stocks struggled for direction ahead of Thursday's opening bell following a sharp sell-off in the previous session after Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell dampened hopes for a string of interest rate cuts. Dow futures were up 0.05%. S&P futures were down 0.01%. And NASDAQ futures edged up 0.04%. The Fed reduced rates on Wednesday, but signaled the move might not be the start of a series, or might not be the start of a long series of cuts. So yeah, kind of what I said. Low volume. Most stuff's roughly break even. Let's see what else we have today, guys. Like I said, let me know if you got anything you want me to look at. UNG is just a natural gas stock. ZNGA. Look at some of these gap downs. Price target lifted to $9 from $7.50 for Zynga. Raised. Quarter one loss while revenue tops consensus, and the fiscal year guidance was raised for ZNGA. We also have WLL. Price target cut. Downgraded. Earnings beat expectations, but they announced that they're restructuring, and they're cutting 33% of the workforce. But like I said, they did post good second quarter results. And I mean, honestly, maybe this might be a good thing for WLL. I mean, they had good earnings, and I know they're firing some people or they're laying some people off, but if it's all part of a restructuring, organization deal, then it may actually be beneficial for the company. We'll see. BYND taking a hit here. BYND. Burger King has launched Impossible Whopper nationwide. Can anybody give me the update on what the Impossible Whopper is? I'm assuming it's a meat substitute Whopper. Honestly, it's probably nah. How weak are they? Yeah, I mean, honestly, here's the issue. This is honestly, I'm not actually mad at them for that. Listen, listen, I know, but here's the thing, right? This is the truth, right? I'll put it this way. I went to Jack in the Box yesterday and got 8 tacos for $4, And one of the reasons I went to Jack in the Box over McDonald's and over all that other stuff is because they had a bigger range of food at Jack in the Box. They don't only have burgers, but they have tacos. They got a bunch of different types of tacos. They got breakfast food. They got all this different stuff. I think if Burger King wants to compete, it's got to broaden its range of food that it sells. Because that's what everybody's doing now. That's what McDonald's is doing with salads. That's what they're all doing. So that's what it's got to do. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think broadening their menu isn't a bad idea for Burger King. I think they almost solely have burgers, and their burgers are all right, but they're not that good. Yeah, it might be a gimmick. It probably is. Honestly, I doubt it'll stay around. Yeah. Yeah, I'm reading the chat here. Some people agree with me. I mean, the good thing about here's the thing. The reason Jack in the Box tacos are good, and we'll probably get off of this topic in a second, but the reason they're good is because they're actually fried tacos. But they're so good, man. I ate 8 of those things. And I feel bad about myself afterwards. You know what I mean? But because I lost so much weight when I was sick for the last month and a half, I don't mind gaining some weight back. But yeah, I don't know. I always right. Everybody sees something different. I mean, I don't know. I think if they're fried tacos, they're actually competing with Jack in the Box, though. Let me look it up because that's what like Jack in the Box tacos are actually fried. They dip them in a fryer, and so if that's what Burger King is doing, and they're selling them for like really cheap. See, but here's the thing though. It is Jack in the Box. Like if you type in Burger King tacos in Google, there's a bunch of videos going Burger King versus Jack in the Box. And if you look at the tacos, it's the same fried tacos that Jack in the Box sells. And so they're essentially stealing what's on Jack in the Box's menu. And they might be competing with other fast food places, but the tacos are definitely copied right off of Jack in the Box. And if you look at it, like these are exactly what Jack in the Box tacos look like. Trust me, I know I ate like 8 of them yesterday. But no, but this is what they do, and they fry the tacos, and they're for some reason they look terrible, but they're so good, man. Hey, from what I know, people either love them or hate them, but I love the tacos, and they're super cheap. They're 50 cents a piece. You gotta eat them, man. But yeah, this is what it's Jack in the Box that they're ripping it off of Jack in the Box, and you know. Like people are even making comparison videos for Jack in the Box versus the new BK tacos. See, but they're $1 tacos, man. That's just too expensive. You know, you want to compete with Jack in the I always called it Jack in the Crack, but if you want to compete with Jack in the Box, you got to sell tacos for 50 cents, man. I know the margin's not going to be great, but this is why Jack in the Box can make money with those tacos from a business perspective. They might be net losing money for those tacos. They're at least breaking even on those tacos. But people go to Jack in the Box for those tacos, and they end up buying a bunch of other stuff. Like I went to Jack in the Box for those tacos, ended up buying 2 boxes of mini churros, a large fry, and a bunch of other stuff. And so I did spend more money at Jack in the Box because I went specifically for those tacos. And so I think Burger King needs to sell the tacos for 50 cents. That'll bring people to their restaurant because I haven't been to a Burger King in years, really. The last time I went to Burger King was when they had the chicken fries. All right. Let's move on here from taco debate. All right. What? That's actually pretty good. So like if you go to Burger King every day for your coffee, you're getting it for super cheap. And you yeah, I mean, a f- right. Yeah. I mean, breakfast wise, nothing beats McDonald's McGriddles. McGriddles are the best breakfast ever. McDonald's does? Yeah, honestly, I believe it. Those pancake sandwiches are the best breakfast food ever, man. Yeah, yeah, man. Those pancake sandwiches are legit. I will eat those all day, every day, man. Those are super good, man. Uh, oh wait, Mitch. Oh, I'm sorry, Mitch. Don't be mad, bro. Don't be mad, bro. Don't be mad, bro. Bro, it's early in the morning, man. When you get on here early in the morning, Mitch has been talking to himself, guys. And the comment that made me realize it was somebody said, "Who's John talking to?" Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro. Don't get mad. All right, all right,
Oh, I'm
guys. We
not
got
mad.
Mitch
It's
here.
more,
Listen,
it's
I'm
more
not
people must think
crazy.
you're
Yeah,
absolutely
I'm not
lost.
crazy, guy. I am
They
not
think you're
crazy.
absolutely losing it.
Mitch was muted, and I am not crazy. You know, I'm not just talking to myself here.
Just
Oh
talking
man.
tacos to yourself, bro.
Yeah, right. I'm just talking about tacos to myself, man. Nobody can hear Mitch, man. That's
Yeah, you
crazy.
seem like a 300-pound guy right now.
Right, man. Right, man. I'm sound like I'm just crazy, and I'm just um. What, buddy? My son, everybody, come here, Jack. Oh no, you don't have here. Uh, don't come over here. Um, yeah. Here, I'll get it for you. Here, I'm gonna go get the iPad for my son. He wants to use it. You eat your breakfast? You did? I'm gonna check. All right, I'll be right back, guys. Sorry, Mitch. Hold it down, bro. I'm not crazy. Mitch was talking to me the whole time. Man. Here, new thing. Yeah, new thing, guys. If you hear me talking to myself, tell me, please. Just say, "Hey, John, mute is muted," and I'm not blaming you. This is all me. But yeah, for future reference, if you hear me talking to myself, please let me know so I don't continue it. All right, I'll be right back.
All right, guys, what's going on, man? I know you guys didn't hear anything I had to say, so I'll try to summarize just pretty much what I was talking about. John and I were talking about shorting Burger King, you know, kind of weakening the brand. He thinks it's a strengthening the brand by them expanding the menu. I'm talking about weakening the brand because they're going into different fields. And then we can kind of move on about Burger King. I talked about potential long-term trading of cannabis stocks. I feel they're getting to good pricing here. I like CGCs at 30, ACB at $6, and APHA at $5. These are come the stocks I'm going to be looking for long-term trading. So I just want to put that out there. Um, Normally not more of a long-term trader, but thinking about getting into some more positions where I can go ahead and get some good gains and kind of build a cannabis portfolio as I see a good election year coming next. And I want to go ahead and get myself into the kind of start getting some cushion into the stock itself. Because if we get a rise and a boost, I think this could really keep going.
All right,
It's
guys.
the symbol is BKC.
Nah. Correction, Mitch.
Uh,
I'm over here having extensive talks with myself, man.
you
Hey,
came back and started talking.
no, not this time. But I'm just saying for
Uh,
that solid 30
we
minutes.
we both did. We both
Yeah.
sound crazy.
Well, we were
At
talking
least
to
you
each
don't think
other.
I'm crazy.
Right. I mean, honestly, it was a serious debate too on the viability of Burger King's taco menu item. You know what I mean? We're getting serious
Yeah,
about it.
yeah. I mean, look at the stock. BKC looks pretty weak.
Let's see. When did they unveil these tacos?
Uh, Probably last week or the week before that. It gave it a little bounce in the stock, but to me, that's a bearish stock with a good resistance at 22.50.
Man, my chart is lagging. Come on.
Yeah, this one is a lagger. It's not a heavily traded stock, so very low volume. I'm
With
surprised I
Burger
was
King?
even. Yeah, I was surprised I was even able to pull up the chart on Tefs, but it pulled it up perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, other stuff will pull up, but BK.
Yeah, BKC, BKC.
BKC on for me is a exchange listed fund. It's gotta be something else. Might be BK, I think. No.
Oh
I
well.
just looked it up too. Let me look it up.
All right, I'm gonna be checking out the key movers that we're watching: WKHS, SPWR,
BKW is the name.
BKW.
Burger King Worldwide. It's lagging for me though, even this. Whatever. There we go.
What happened, BBW?
BKW. Bitch, would you please type them in here?
I think he's talking about the cannabis stocks that I'm looking at. I'll put them in here. I got you. CDC,
Yeah, really a slow day, guys. Slow dull day. Boot, BOOT,
dirty
Boot Barn.
price. CB, 6. UPHA, $5.
Thinking about shaving my beard. My little half beard. If I shave, I'll look younger, and as a 30-year-old, that's not a bad thing. We'll see.
Um, Anthony, I think what's more important than re-elections is the actual reaction of the feds and economic data. That's what you got to pay attention to more if you want to kind of predict crashes in the market overall. It's not going to go off of one person. It's going to go off of multiple kind of stats going against us. Let's say if all of a sudden you start seeing uh, kind of inflation go through the roof, kind of feds doing multiple interest rate kind of cuts. If you see really negative import and export data from China, all these kinds of things really affect the economy versus as one person's opinion. One person's opinion can change the economy momentarily, but what we're really looking at is stats overall for the nationwide trade. And that's really what's going on. And I think that's what's affecting the market, because you see it affecting the market in the European markets and the Chinese markets. And this is why I think it's not necessarily just based off of one person that you could attach it to, like let's say Trump, because then the European markets wouldn't be getting such kind of pains that they're going through also, and then the China markets wouldn't be going through so much pain. It's really more of that kind of nationalist look that countries are having, that they're not having the free trading, and trading right now is not being supported. And when world trade is not supported, the economy as a whole takes a step back. I think that's really what we want to see. If we're going to see the market continue going in our direction, going up, which most people want to see, is you're going to see kind of trade deals get made with China. I know that Trump released news that he thinks that China's not going to make a trade deal until the election, because they want to make it with the new president, not the old president. Uh, that could be true. It's pure speculation, and that's what you're going to get into a whole bunch now, is more speculation. So with speculation, you have to make theories. Theories are not always true. They're going to be theories, and you just got to develop complete trading plans. That's all I can recommend.
So do you guys think it's harder to trade this month? Do you guys think it's harder to trade this month? I keep hearing Ross say this is a slower time of the year.
Yes.
Well, it's definitely harder to trade penny stocks. Penny stocks, especially with regular stocks, it just depends on the volume.
Would you agree with me, John, that it's not necessarily that you can't trade, it's just you don't get as many continuation moves?
Right, for sure. I
And
think
that's real what it is.
it depends on the sector. I think like some sectors are doing okay. Like I said, lately I've been MU and AMD have been great for our style of strategy. But penny stocks especially have been very dull. And with lower volume, you got to think about why stocks do what they do. Technical analysis works because other people think it works, and that means it relies on volume. And so if the volume is lower, the patterns aren't going to fulfill as easy, and they're going to fake you out because the volume's lower, and it's just going to be a lot harder to trade most of the time. There's a reason why most day traders actually kind of, I'm not saying they take it slow all summer, but a lot of them take their foot off the gas, especially, and then they wait to kind of attack the market a little bit more once the fall and winter months start to hit, because that's when we get the most volatile time in the market. And we get the most volume, and so patterns are going to follow through and fulfill a little bit better during those months. All right, guys, we got less than 5 minutes. Let's go ahead and get this rolling here.
All right, also gonna watch Square. Square had a huge drop with that SPY move yesterday. If you look at the 5-minute chart, you'll see it near right after the close, actually. Well, no, it's 2 p.m. The close is 1600. So yeah, 2 p.m. It had that huge drop. It dropped from 81.57 all the way down to 79.11. That's a huge drop for Square. So I'm going to be watching. It has a huge resistance right above it at 81.50. Let's see. Let's see if I can see any more resistance. Just got to go a little further back. All right, big time resistance is 82. Really going to be watching this stock.
Yeah, and I guess another thing that you want to understand as a new trader, and this is coming from somebody that's actually made the transition, is that you don't have to trade penny stocks. I know that's the cool thing. All the cool kids on the block are trading penny stocks, but you don't have to trade those. And a lot of the time, it's going to be much easier, at least when you first get started, to look at mid caps because those are ones that are cheap enough for you to be able to afford. They're reliable enough with volume, and they're consistent enough for you to learn the stock itself. With penny stocks, like I said, I know that's the cool thing to do, but you don't have to do it. And get your feet wet trying different stuff. You got to find your niche in the market, so to speak. And so just get your feet wet. Try as many different things as you can. I know mid caps might not be as exciting as penny stocks, but you're also probably going to lose less if you work on risk management with mid and high caps. What are we watching? Oh, I think the downtrend will continue from yesterday. It's possible. Sometimes when we get a big drop like this, we get a bounce as well in the market, but we'll see. Always, Mitch and I talk about it. We try to stay in a reactionary mindset, not a predictive one, because if you get too stuck on predicting stocks, it's gonna hurt your mental game, and it's just not gonna do you as well as just trying to react to what actually does happen. Predicting's fun. You can kind of make your picks, but you don't want to marry those picks. You want to be able to have flexibility in your trading. All right, guys, we got a minute and a half. Let's do it. Appreciate it, Abby. Welcome back again. All right, guys, let's do this. Let me go ahead and share. Yeah, everybody hit that subscribe button. Click the share button. Share this with your friends if you want to help support our channel. A little bit of a slow day, which is understandable. All right, guys, we got 30 seconds. All right, guys, 20 seconds. Like I said, I'm mostly watching AMD and SPWR at the open. They have some of the better volatility. I might watch UNG as well, but it is a natural gas stock, and so it's going to be more influenced by fundamental factors as opposed to technical ones. And so that's kind of what I'm looking at now. We'll see what we get today. All right, there's the bell. All right, AMD pushing.
Close eye on SPWR and WKHS. Like WKHS the most right now. SPWR looking strong.
Yeah, the thing about SPWR is that it's putting in higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. Kind of, you can see this here. So a little bit of a triangle formed in pre-market as well. Maybe a flag is probably a better word for it. AMD spiking up at the open. You can see that there. And then let's see what we get. A little bit of a flat top here. MU spiking up, AMD spiking up. We got the overall SPY. AMRN dropping. I might watch AMRN. Let's see. Kind of a break-even day for that one yesterday.
All right, looking for WKHS here. 94s, 96. Risk would be 4 cents risk. Too many shares filling there.
SPY pushing up here.
AMRN.
Yeah, that's one I caught out a few minutes ago. It looks okay. The only issue is that one's been dropping. I mean, actually, it's break even. It might be all right. It's got some support at 18, a lot of support there, so that would probably be where I would look to get in.
Yeah, missed that entry with WKHS at 94.
It's not
This would have
tradable,
been
I
off
don't think.
5. Yeah, it is.
Oh, they added it.
Come on.
They added it. That's cool.
Yeah, I checked this morning.
Let's see.
All right, SPWR here. Pulling back for the VWAP bounce here. Trying to see how many shares are going to fill here. There's a big share fill at 42. See if I can get this pull back to 1420.
Yeah, I don't mind the 1410 risk in that one. Maybe 14 and 08 is risk solid.
Looking for a pullback to the 20s here. I don't think it's going to happen. Just got bought up. Yep, 10,000 shares at 1455.
Yeah, I gotta fix my charting here, guys. My bad.
There you go. Got bought up and squeezed through. Now up there at 1480s. WKHS did a nice pullback. It pushed up. Kind of came close to the. Let's see. It's too quiet.
Maybe APHA, but I don't know. I tried that one yesterday. It was just too slow moving. AMD filling that gap. Or I guess it was gapping up technically. Let's see what it did. Rebounding after dropping yesterday for AMD. Start watching Roku, SQ, both kind of dull. Yeah, just a lower volume day today for sure. Ruby. RUBI is spiking up here from 850s to 910. RUBI, big move for a penny stock.
Glad I didn't take that one.
Nice, bro. Nice work, bro.
WKHS, if it comes back to 490s. I liked it earlier. We'll look for the second fade. I already got the first one. Should have taken that first one. It would have been a nice risk and reward. Their entry 494s, 495s, risk 5 cents for a nice move down here to the 80s, and then it moved all the way down to 73, 70s. APHA looking good. That SPWR. Getting a lot of volume in that one.
Kind of looking at AMRN now. If it comes down to 40 and then bounces back up to 47, I'll take it with a risk of 55 here. SPY pulling back a little bit. Yeah, I mean, we got the microchip sector is moving, SPWR is moving, but aside from that, it's kind of dull right now. Ruby, RUBI, is spiking up too. Alright, so there's that move down to that level for AMRN. We're going to bounce up to 47. $0.08 risk with a 14-cent reward, so not bad.
Everything looking strong right now. All I'm seeing is a bunch of VWAP bounces.
Tried to get an AMRN, just barely missed it. There's 50s. Don't know if I want it now. I mean, the risk reward's not going to be bad. I'll get in with 100.
Man. Think I miss Workhorse. Yep. There goes Workhorse. That's why you sometimes have to take that first move. I was really trying to take that first move, hesitated, and because of that, won't have this trade. Just got to let it go.
What, WORK?
No, WKHS on that first bounce. Good VWAP fade and hasn't looked back now. Already down to 463s. Easy trade there. Super extended daily. Should have definitely tried to short that one. That's going to get you a kick in your butt kind of stock. Now down there to the 462s. You called that one out pre-market. Really wanted to watch that one. Should have just let it go when I saw SPWR. Just focused on that. That's how it goes. We'll look for CGC to come back here. 3240s, 3250s will be my out.
All right, I added another 100 to AMRN now that it pulled back to that level and then got rejected over the $0.50. We'll leave it and just see if it works. If it stops me out, it'll be like a $15 loss, so nothing major. We'll see. Issue is just the volume. WKHS, it's still in a downward trend. If it pulls back to 84s, it might be okay. Same thing with APHA and CGC. They're both in downtrends too. Intraday downtrends at least. Let's see what else we get. There's 46. 45s, 44s. Missed the MPH. Is the MPH there? I was watching it this morning, but I forgot about it. It's at the VWAP. There goes WKHS. It's kind of moving back to the VWAP. We'll see. There goes AMRN. Not a bad flush. Just going to hold on to it here, though. See if we get the move down to the low at 35, 34s or so. Extra bucks. Probably hold the rest break even now. That it's giving me enough. APHA. It's right there. 35s. Alright, I'm going to take half off here. Hold another 100 or so. See if we can break the low. Build up a little bit of cushion on the day so far. Kind of looking at APHA. It's just where's my risk? My risk would. ENPH had a solid little bounce play there. Okay, we'll go to the restroom then, buddy. Bouncing back. Think about adding some sizing right back to AMRN. Maybe give it a little bit more chance. It's at the low of the day. I just don't want to see a big squeeze up here. It's at here. I'm just going to take profits. It's such a small trade I can add back to it. Roku is at the VWAP, and CGC might be interesting here. Sorry, I had to deal with my son a little bit. Wife as well, so let me see. Alright, so a small gain, $21 gain. APHA is right at the VWAP here. CGC got up there for a split second, but I missed it. There goes APHA. It might be fading now. Oh well.
I had the order out for CGC at 32.40s, but the VWAP came down too much. I didn't like it anymore.
Yeah, AMD is just tearing up here. Look at that move on AMD. If AMD gets back down to 30.90, might be a little bounce play there too. And maybe our AMRN is going to break these lows, but just a quick fade off the AMRN. Roku looks like it's about to test lows here. The only reason I like CGC is because you could risk off a 40, 41 maybe even, which is the low of that opening range. WKHS looks like it's fading again. Only issue is CGC. The risk is very, very tight, but the spread's not great. What's up, Daniel? Yeah, no, my son went to the bathroom and needed some help. I had to call my wife and get her to go help him. Is basically what happened. So, CGC got up there. I don't mind it. He's in the restroom. I mean, I could take 100 shares of CGC and just look to trade that little move. I don't mind that. I mean, just the spread, I'm immediately going to be down, but I've built up some profits on the day already, so I don't mind jumping in, taking another little swing here. Maybe adding to it up to 36. Like I said, I could just risk off of 40, maybe 45. It's still good risk reward no matter which way you look at it, though. Roku getting hammered here. Might start testing low of the days. we're going to risk off of 45 for CGC. It's got some confirmation in that. We're right at the VWAP now. We'll see if we get a flush down. Also looking at APHA to see what that one does. It's the same sector. I was thinking about adding to it. The only way I'm going to add to it is if it gets rejected at 45 and then comes back down to 30. And then bounces back to the VWAP. I'll add back to it. Or I'll add some sizing back. If not, I'm just going to stick to my risk. Let it test a little bit, but not go too crazy. I'm starting to get more interested in WKHS here as well. There we go. There's the flush back down that I was talking about. See if it actually holds though. But yeah, looking at WKHS, I mean, it's got a solid risk level above it now on WKHS. You know, it does have some solid risk areas at like 86. Maybe you could use 89 as well for like a 7-cent risk. Maybe a little bit too late for it. I like WKHS here. I think it's going to come back down to at least 65. Maybe look at AMRN as well. AMRN did break, unfortunately. Got out a little early on that one. Yeah, and I think lately in the market I've been taking a volume approach. I've been trading a lot and just letting good risk reward and probabilities play out. Q comment snap.
All right, gonna pay attention to CGC here. If it rejects off of this 3240 again, or maybe tries to break out 3241, then you could hit. I'm gonna hit the short, risk off of that 43.
Yeah, I'm in CGC. I wanted to pivot down to 3230 first, and I might add to it if it does that and then bounces back. My risk in this one's 45 or so. But yeah, AMD going crazy today. I'm also looking at WKHS. I really don't mind WKHS. I think it's got a lot of resistance above it. Giving you a pretty tight risk too. For WKHS, you could use like 83 risk, so your risk is like 8 cents. Same thing with like Roku for a VWAP projection, and APHA faded down, so it should be good for CGC. I'm really honestly thinking about getting into WKHS here with like a little bit and just risking off of that level, that 83 level, just because it has multiple confirmations there. MGM is at the VWAP too.
All right, be careful, CGC there, pushing on 39s. Nice rejection there. I like that now. Let's let this next candle open. Nice.
Issue with CGC right now for me is the volume. It's got to pick up some. Because if it breaks down, that's great. But the volume's just so low. I'm worried about a squeeze if it does continue. My entry wasn't the greatest either. Let's see. My entry was 28, so not a great entry. But I'll add to it, try to get a little bit better average if it moves down to this level here, like I talked about, and then bounces back up. I'll add to it and then just risk off of that previous high up there at 41.
Yeah. A little part of me thinks I'm hesitating a little bit on CGC. Should have maybe taken right there 38, 36. I don't know why I'm being so tight with this trade.
There goes the WKHS breakdown. Maybe I should have took that. I hesitated on that one. That's what I was watching, and I really liked it. I thought it was a very tight risk, and there's the breakdown on it.
I just think it's a 1-to-1 trade.
For which one?
WKHS. I wanted it, but it needed a touch VWAP there because you could risk off at 83, like you said. I like it closer with a VWAP touch.
Look at this move on CGC. Beautiful.
And bro, that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what happens when you hesitate. Clear example, guys. I was trying to short 1,000 shares at 36 at 37. Look what I would have made.
Because of my average, it's not the greatest for me either.
Yeah, I would have been already up $200, guys, on this first little shift.
So now I'll definitely add to it if it bounces back. There's 13s, 15s, 14s, 12s. All right, that's the low of the day. Let's see if we get that ask down there a little bit. 15s. I'm going to take half off there just because I think a lot of the time it's going to end up bouncing here, and I'll be able to add back to it. Maybe.
BGC. Good Lord.
What happened? There we go.
Good Lord.
I'm going to buy it here. I don't think it's going to break down much more than this. I think it'll probably end up bouncing here. And maybe I'm wrong. But I covered my position up $37 roughly. Going to look to add on some bounces.
That is so frustrating.
Ooh, man, I was wrong too. Look at that.
That is frustrating as can be.
Look at that volume come in, man.
Good Lord.
Man, I was wrong on that last plan, though.
You were wrong. You were wrong.
I mean, it is what it is, man. There's gonna be misses. WKHS is breaking.
You were in a trade at least. I just straight up watched that. I'm annoyed. That was as bad as it gets, man. You can't watch trades happen, man. You see the risk to reward, you take the trade. If you're here to watch, you might as well go home. Go to sleep.
Where did it go? Yeah, I'll be right back, guys.
At least you took the trade, John, when it was going to VWAP. I definitely agree with taking that trade there, at least while it was going to VWAP. Even that would have been better than doing what I did, which is just watching the move. So there's WKHS down there breaking through the 60s. I could have had that one at 494. This is one of those days that I really got to watch my next trade because these are the days that I hurt myself the most when I see it perfectly. Don't take the trades and then kind of make the wrong decision now, trying to push into a trade versus, really making a good trade selection. So now I really got to be careful with what pattern I'm going to go with. Ah, good lord. Could have had a 490s entrance with that one. John, are you muted by any chance? Just check.
Yes, I am. No, I mean, listen. Okay, so listen, Addy. Everybody trades differently. I'm more of a quick type of trade. I don't hold my stocks for very long. I'm usually in and out. Once it gets to the low of the day, that's the range I'm looking to attack. And so all I'm trying to say is don't be naive and think that everybody has to trade in a similar way because everybody trades differently. And I've said it numerous times before. I'm not actually looking for this low of the day break. What I'm more so looking for is this range fulfillment right here. I'm looking to attack that range. And so if it breaks that range like it did for me, great. But that's not actually what I'm attacking here. And so that's what I'm saying. You don't really know how I trade or the strategies I use. And so, like I said, don't be naive. Everybody doesn't have to trade. Everybody doesn't have to trade the same way. And I specifically just attack the range off of the VWAP and the low of the day. That's kind of my niche in the market. What happened, Austin? Man.
It's just what you've been working on too.
Right.
You haven't been trading for continuation. This is
I'm just
You
range.
see breakdowns like that. That's what you call a continuation pattern. So you're looking for ranges and trying to trap the range versus trying to trap the continuation.
Right.
It's okay to go for continuation also, but it's also okay to take base hits.
Right.
The only thing that John's gonna have to do is just be more accurate. As long as he's accurate enough to go for the range move versus the continuation move, then there's nothing wrong with him taking that trade.
Right, for sure. Everybody has their niche in the market. Like Mitch says, I'm not looking for. Of course, I would love it to break the low of the day, but I'm just looking for that range to fulfill. I'm looking. My range, my sweet spot is between the VWAP and the low of the day. That's where I make all of my money, between the VWAP and the low of the day, and I'll rinse and repeat that over and over and over again, and it works. Like, look, I'll upload my last few days of trades to TraderView. And show you, like, even my accuracy is not the greatest, but because my risk reward ratios are so solid, I'm still okay in these trades. So let's see. Yeah, like this is my graph for the last 30 days, up to 1,150 in gross profits, and this is before today. So far today, I haven't had a losing day, or so far this week, I haven't had a losing day yet. And so, yeah, I guess here's my issue with all of it, though. And I'm not even done trading. We'll see what else we can find. APHA is getting close to the VWAP, and AMRN is starting to look more and more interesting as well. But this is, I guess, my issue with all of it is that the trading world is filled with know-it-alls. You know what I mean? It's just filled with it. Like, everybody wants to tell everybody what they're doing wrong and what they're, that they need to trade like them and so forth and so on. But the truth is, guys, is that if you can make anything work in the trading world, then you're doing it right. You just need to have risk management. And unless, just etiquette in the trading world, unless somebody asks you, don't just run around telling people they're wrong because that just makes you look insecure. And so what you got to do is you got to understand that everybody trades differently. Like I think most traders are stuck with penny stock momentum continuation patterns. Like that's almost always what they're doing. They're trading high of the day breaks, low of the day breaks, and they're just looking to scalp because that's what the gurus teach. But like I said, everybody's different, and I'm going against the trend here. I'm trading a different style, and it works for sure. And so it's just about what you can make work for you. And if you can make it work, more power to you. I can't tell you you're wrong. I can't tell you need to listen to me or you need to do it this way or that way. Because if you can make it work for you, you can make it work. And everybody's different. Everybody has a different personality. And so some stuff is going to work for some people and it's not going to work for others. And some stuff is going to work for certain people, like I said. And I'm not going to go around telling the people that are doing that they're wrong. Because in the end, everybody's different. Everybody has a different trading style, personality, niche in the market. And you got to let them do what works for them. Yeah, what happened, Austin? Yeah, listen, Austin, don't stress it. Almost everybody loses their first account, brother. Almost everybody does. Yeah, I mean, don't stress it, man. Like I said, almost everybody loses their first account. It's just kind of how it goes. I'm kind of looking at
Yeah.
WKHS now.
One of the biggest things that most traders will try to do is try to blame it on any one day.
Right.
Um, it's not about that. Don't try to think that today was your losing day and that's why you lost the account, because that's just going to get an emotional attachment to the trade you just took, and
Right.
that's what you're trying to gain over. Realize that it was a multiple amount of decisions that got you to where you got to. You have to learn how to stick to your system, and if you look back objectively and really look at your trades, you'll be able to find where you went wrong, where you didn't take the trades to the system, and that actually caused your what we call the mathematical advantage to be lost. And you don't want to do that. You want to keep that mathematical advantage so that on the next trade you win, it puts you back into the green versus you take another trade, you win, and you're still deep in the red because you're not sticking to your system.
Yep. I'm looking at WKHS here. If WKHS can get up to 75, I'll jump in, and then I'm just gonna maintain that 79 risk or that 80 risk. Really, I guess I'll probably maintain that 83 risk that we talked about earlier. Just because it makes so much sense there. Really, I could just use that previous high now as my risk at 78 and just have a really tight risk reward trade. Um, I was also looking at AMRN for this second subsequent fade. But yeah,
Uh,
CGC breaking down here. But again, I'm not attacking this low of the day break. This is the range I'm attacking, and I was successful in attacking it. All right, so here goes WKHS. Gonna add 100 shares here. Just get in small with it. Try to ride it down for the fade. That's all I'm trying to do. Maybe add to it if it does that same move that I talked about earlier.
yeah. Today might not be a trading day for me, guys. I might just call it quits with no trades made. Just noticing my emotions all over the place after those two misses. Easy trades, not taken. And when you hesitate, you have a tendency of creating more FOMO than you want.
Yeah, don't stress it, brother.
Yeah. That would have been an
Better.
easy $400 day, $600 day, turn to nothing because you hesitate. And those are the worst kinds of days, at least for me.
Right, but I mean, look at it. Somebody else said it in the chat. I'd rather have a break even day or a no trade day than have a red day. So, you're not doing bad. You're still okay.
Yeah. I judge myself a lot more based on execution than results. I really don't care when I lose. Um, it's not really what I'm here to trade for, winning or losing. I'm here to trade to take trades, and the setup was definitely there. So that's why I'm being a little bit hard on myself. You guys see me a little bit hard on myself. I'm only try to be hard on myself when I don't execute the trading plan, because that's probably the number one thing I want to do well. I want to see the trade, make the complete trading plan, and take the trade. If you do all that and it doesn't go well, that's trading. But if you do all that and you don't take the trade, I think that's worse. I think that causes what we call bad habits, and bad habits is not what we're trying to form. Um, we're trying to get to the point where we trade more robotically and look for execution, see the trade, take the trade. I like that mentality better than being more subjective. But to each his own, that's trading. You can either look for a more subjective strategy or look for objective strategies.
Yeah, I mean, with objective, hold on. Sorry, I'm sitting here trying to look at the long-term chart on WKHS on my other monitor. We'll see what we get with it. Trying to debate on whether I want to exit out. I like it on the short side because it's just extended on the upside. All right. Yeah, I gotta look for a put option on WKHS if I have that. Well,
Hey man, I'd be careful with WKHS. They have a possible deal with the U.S. Postal Service. And the only thing I don't like about it is it's a Trump stock. Trump mentions it tons of times in his Twitter, and so that's a little bit hard to trade. Reacts really crazy whenever he mentions it. That's why people were talking about if Trump would announce WKHS today.
all right.
Hey
There's the
guys,
breakdown for
the
WKHS.
SPY moving up towards that resistance I talked about pre-market. Remember the guys that I talked about how, hey, we got hit really hard and we're going to try to make an attempt to break that that high at 299.30s. We're making our way up there, guys. We're making our way to test that. This is a common pattern. Weak stock to come back to that first resistance and attempt to break it. If it breaks it, it could complete the shadow all the way up to 330. And if it holds it, it could reject it all the way right back down to 296.
All right, there's another nice little break on WKHS. Small position though. Also looking at AMRN here. If AMRN can continue getting back up to the VWAP, I might think about jumping in that one short for a fade as well.
I saw a comment here by Master that penny stocks like NIO have VWAP fade. Even penny stocks, yeah, you'll see it in a lot of stocks. I mean, the strategy that we trade isn't for intended towards one particular price point. The one thing that we will teach you though is, of course, the bigger the price point, the bigger the range most of the time. And so you got to pay attention to the range of the stock. That's really what matters. And that's what we try to stress. As long as you continuously go for the right profit to loss ratio, we definitely suggest the VWAP fade as being one of our top trading strategies.
Right. Yeah, and NIO is a high float stock, and so it actually has decent volume for a penny stock consistently. It's not one of those penny stocks that are just one and done where they rip and then they just stop. NIO, the float's pretty big, and so the volume's decent with it regularly. It's still not my style. I don't prefer to trade it, but everybody's a little bit different. You know what I mean? And no judgment if you like it. You know, fades work on everything from Tesla, Netflix to NIO, and so fades work consistently on most stocks. The only ones they don't work a lot on are super low float penny stocks. You know, a lot of times they're not going to be as effective on really low floaters.
SPWR right, so breaking out there, guys.
Here's a nice little breakdown for WKHS. And we got some support here. I'm just going to cover here. Just get out, scalp that one. Yeah, so that's 3 for 3 this morning, guys. No losing trades, 3 winning trades, $50 on the day. Still got to scale up. I don't know why I trade small like this at the open. MGM faded a little bit too. I'm looking at AMRN here. Later, Wheel. Later, brother. Yeah, go check out Trade Ideas, guys. Best scanners in the game by far. I'll post that link here as well if you want to check them out. Great way to help support the channel. Like I said, best scanners in the game by far. Really allow you to build different scans around different strategies and stuff like that. So there's the link if you want to check out Trade Ideas. Also, go check out TradeNet. You can you can get 14K in buying power with no PDT rule on TradeNet. You also can you're actually able to short anything that's tradable and do a lot of other cool stuff with it. It comes with a trading course, chat room, demo account for less than $400, and so I think that makes tons of sense. And I'll post that. But then I think what you want to get interested in though, guys, is the demo challenge. That's completely free to enter, and at the very least, you're going to get a demo account for a few days. So I'll post that link here as well if you want to check out the challenge.
Yeah,
Again, it's
definitely,
completely free.
guys. The challenge was definitely fun to do, even if you're just a new trader. Why not give yourself a chance to win an intro account and be able to trade live? At the end, that's what we all need. We all need experience. Experience, I'm starting to realize, is a powerful thing. There's nothing like trading for years and years. I know that I've definitely improved with each year, and that's what you need to do. You need to take it through experience. Um, One of the things I stress in the Q&A with James is that if he has accounts that he's willing to make money with, instead of trying to push towards that account and make all that money, one of the best things to do is to take the smallest size that you can live and try to kind of rinse and repeat your system in a live market, live mentality, and knowing that it is live money, even if it is as small as one share, can get you that emotional control. And you can start trying to work on execution versus working on winning and losing or focusing on the realized and unrealized profits. I think that's one of the best things that you can really do and use kind of the challenge, use intro accounts to do is really develop your trading system and get yourself to the level where you can size up and make that money.
Yep. Yeah, that's those are the ones I really attacked, Austin, is those fades on WKHS. They all follow through, and again, I'm just attacking this range here. Is mostly what I'm attacking. That's why you see me get out there. This is the range.
Yeah, that first one was beautiful.
Yeah, I was so close to getting into that first one too. At this point, I'm looking at AMRN. Like if AMRN comes back down to 30s, like 32, 30 or so, like 1830, 1832, and then maybe really I think probably like to see it down to 25. If it comes down to 25 and then bounces back to 33, I'll probably take it. Um, but that's what we need
Matt,
though.
you can swing trade with Tefs. The only thing is you have to use a certain amount of your account for it not to cost you. And I think I don't have that exact amount. I don't know if John knows, but best shot would be to contact TradeNet and speak to them about that. That's your strategy. That's what you're
Yeah,
intending to do with the platform, and they'll go ahead and inform you on
right,
kind of your best way to go about that strategy. One of
right.
the key things is that not a lot of people know, but TradeNet is actually there to help you. A lot of times they're giving me calls where I've talked about risk management with them and how I can better kind of hold that total risk. And so I know that my max days, my max winning days, and they're the ones that really made me pay attention to more. Hey, your strategy is not too off. You just got to pay attention to that risk management and get yourself to the next level. So don't be afraid to reach out to TradeNet.
Yeah, for sure. I think the way the swing trading works is, I think the way it works is, if you use a certain amount of buying power, they hit you with the fee. But as long as you maintain under that level of buying power, it doesn't cost you anything extra. But best thing to do, yeah, like I said, is just to reach out to them. Um, CGC maybe here. Like I said, kind of a slow day though, guys. Look at BPTH. I don't know if y'all remember that one, but I remember saying how this thing was gonna fail, and it quietly just fell back down. So yeah, MGM maybe looking for a fade. I don't know why it does that. For some reason, it all of a sudden puts Mitch on the big screen. CGC. I've built up enough profits on the day to not be super worried about if I have a losing trade, but let's see, let me clear this set now. My risk for CGC I'd prefer my risk to be around 40, but I know that's kind of unreasonable risk level. I guess 35 or so, which would be 15 cents of risk. And then that's about 1 to 1, maybe a little bit worse than that. I mean, not bit, really not. Actually, no, it's about 2 to 1. Actually, if you get in at like 15 or 20, it's about 2 to 1 for CGC. I don't like WKHS anymore. Put in a high or low. AMRN either, just squeezed up too much. Do they have stocks like KALA or VNDA?
Not seeing much, guys. Might not take a trade today.
VNDA is tradable. KALA is not. I think that's why it's doing it. Let me see. I might have to switch it like that. There we go. Maybe CGC was the right fade to get into. Was really close to actually getting into it, but let's talk with the chat, I guess. What's up, chat? Yeah, I mean, KALA is just a low volume stock under $10. So it's all about whether it's tradable on TAFs is actually all about liquidity. SPDR just ripped this morning, and APHA looks okay just because it has multiple confit. It keeps putting you in full screen all of a sudden, so I gotta switch it.
No worries, not doing much.
AMD short. Yeah, I mean, it's just at the VWAP. I don't mind the risk level for it. But we'll see what happens with AMD. I'm more bummed out I missed CGC. I called out the short at 16 or 15, and it's down to 7s.
Yeah, almost ready to call it a day for me. Probably not going to take a single trade.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, especially, missed twice. Don't want the third one to just be a forced trade. That's probably about the worst thing you can do.
All right, here goes CGC. Now, at this point in CGC, it's just about whether I want to get into it. If it breaks this high, it actually kind of looks bullish. WKHS is still in that range. Like, look at this range I drew earlier. Um, just still in that range between the VWAP and the low of the day with a tight risk. If it gets rejected here again, I could just risk off of that 21 level. So what's up, chat? Keep me busy. Talk to me. How's it going, chat? How's everybody's training going? Green or red today, guys? Green or red? How did everybody do? All right, here goes CGC. Risk reward's definitely solid here. Got a 3-cent spread. And AMRN's getting flushed. Like, if AMRN comes down to 30 and then bounces back, I mean, really, I think I'd rather see it at 25. But if AMRN does that, I'll consider it. And if CGC gets rejected here, I'll consider it too.
There we go. SPY getting up there finally to that resistance that I talked about. Here it comes. Let's see what happens. The 299.30s. Talked about these pre-market, how it was going to come make a move towards this. Let's see if we get a rejection off these 299.30s or if it's going to push up towards the next level, which is 300.
Oh, no. Oh, no, that's rough, Ashton. I'm sorry to hear that, brother.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, Ashton.
It happens to the best of us, bro. Yeah, trading's one of those things where if you stick, you gotta. It's one of those things where you need perseverance in it, man. And so don't let it defeat you, bro. Don't let it defeat you, man. Just hang in there. You know, if you got a paper trade.
You know, there's one of the things that we talked about the other day, John. You know, a lot of trading has to do with kind of the pressures that are upon you when you trade. And so you got to take a look at, see what went wrong. There's two things that can go wrong when you blow up an account. It's either that you're not trading the system or usually that emotions are getting to you. Hey, so find out which one of the two it is and try to work in that specific area to improve.
Check your Discord real quick, bro. You're good. Just wanted to say that just because they get weird. Yeah, sorry, bro. I know it may seem a little crazy, but they do get weird about that.
Not stressing it.
Look at MGM. I mean, MGM's been in that range. CGC followed through again, down to 08s.
Kron did really well today with fades.
But yeah, man, I mean, trading's one of those things. Like I said, it took me so long to actually be profitable. It took me years and years to actually be profitable, and it took so long. And at a certain point, you're always going to start questioning. Like, once you lose for so long, you're going to start questioning, is it actually possible to be profitable? Or can I actually do this? And it's super frustrating, and I think it happens to every trader. But again, I mean, you'll find your niche, and you just got to, like, listen, if what you're trading, this is the biggest thing that I learned, is that if you continue to lose and you're using good risk management, it may just be the strategies you're trading. They just might not be viable strategies. And that can be one of the hardest things for a trader to acknowledge, is that these strategies that I've been working on for years may not be viable strategies. They may not be the right ones for me. You know, they may not be the best thing for me. Maybe I should move on and try something else.
It's a problem, though.
Huh?
Ashton wrote, here's the problem that he's having. He says he paper trades and he's green 90% of the time, but as soon as he goes live, it all just falls apart. So let's go back to what I was just talking about. So there's two things that can affect you, right? When you kind of go through an account, uh, it's either going to be the system, you're not following the system, or B, the emotions are getting to you. So it's two things: execution and emotion.
Where did you
So
see him write that? Is it in the
on the
chat?
yeah,
Oh, I don't know what happened. I don't know why it's not
change your
showing up on
chat
my
to
screen.
maybe live chat. Maybe it's on top chat.
Oh yeah, I don't know why it's on top. That means I'm signed out. Is what that means. Hold on, let me refresh this page.
And so what I would focus on, it seems like what's affecting you the most is emotion. Because if you can trade 90% of the time accurate in paper, then you're executing your system. But maybe when the emotions get to you live, you can't execute that same system.
Yeah, you
So
may be
what
too big of size too.
So that's the one thing that I'll go back and that I stressed with James, a new beginner trading, is focus on lowering the size, maybe even making it as low as one share size. If you can go ahead and trade with one share size and maybe give yourself a month trading like that where you can actually trade live 90% of the time, and that's what you need to do. Focus on that part, because if you can replicate the system live, then when sizing up shouldn't really affect you that much. Not like paper to live. You need to go. It's kind of like taking a micro step between paper and live. You want to be paper, small live, then you can go and trade bigger live. I think that's what really affects traders. They start trying to create realized gains, and when we start getting in a hole, we kill ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean
Uh,
maybe that's it. If your niche is penny stocks, you know, maybe Tefts might not be the right broker for you, man. And like I said, I post links for Tefts. Of course, I'm probably biased in their favor, but even I can say, you know, if you're having good results paper trading penny stocks, but then when you go to Tefts, you're having to trade larger stocks. Maybe your niche is penny stocks, man, and that's definitely possible. It's definitely a possibility for sure. But scaling down might help as well. With mid and high cap stocks, like I said, I prefer range moves a little bit better. But everybody's different, man. You know, what are the strategies you're using, Ashton? Also, join our Discord, brother. We'll talk about it, man. We'll see if we can, I'll do anything I can to help you, man. You've been here for a while, brother. So
oof.
anything I can do to help, man, let me know, bro. Here.
Yeah, I'm probably done for the day, guys. I just kind of watched through my last trade. VWAP reject there from Momo. Didn't seem too bad, but I'm just hesitant today. I'm not going to take a trade.
Yeah, join the Discord. There's our Discord link right there, Ashton. Like I said, we'll talk about it and anything we can do to help, brother. I'm down to help. If you want me to help you teach the mid and high cap strategies I use, I can teach you these too. Like I said though, everybody's different, so my strategies might not work on you, brother. But yeah, it just
Could
depends on
also
it.
be range. One of the things that I we talked about this earlier in the stream today. When you trade higher stocks, you or a big amount of range of stocks, let's say from $10 to $60, $80, you're gonna need to understand how to change your share size to match the same risk amount. You shouldn't be risking more in a higher cap stock than you are risking in a lower cap stock. That's what you need to kind of grasp. Um, it can't really be the share size that affects you, because that's kind of you're not taking in the full analysis. Just try to lower the share size to match the risk that you would do for a lower share price.
I'm back at CGC here with just 100 shares. It did the same type of move, and I'm just risking off of this 25 level now, which is also the $quarter. Uh, my bad, bitch. Just wanted to call that one out. I
Nah,
think
you're
it'll
cool.
probably
Keep calling out. You're
okay.
trading good today. I'm over here on the hold, so I'm just talking. I'm just talking today, guys. Keep throwing questions at me. Keep throwing comments. I'll keep talking. I'm not really going to trade today. I already missed enough trades, and now it would just be forcing trades. So instead of forcing trades, just going to let today go. Realize, hey, wasn't here fully active, wasn't here fully mentally and capable to trade today. And all you got to do is just let it go versus pushing it and pushing myself in the red. I think that's another thing that traders can learn. Uh, Times that you had perfect plans that you don't take the trade can affect you really, really negatively if you go and then force another trade right after. I know I've done that with a couple accounts. You take one trade that it should have happened for you, or you thought the planned out completely. Then you take the next trade and you don't think it thoroughly, and then next thing you know, you get hit big, and you just feel like a little bit emotionally uh, drained because you had that perfect plan with one stock, didn't follow through, but then you trade the next stock, you force trade that one, and this stock doesn't fulfill.
Yep.
Emotions of trading, guys. It's the biggest thing. The psychology of trading can make or break a trader. You can be a perfect executional trader on paper, but if you can't handle the emotions of being live, you will never be profitable.
I usually use the 1 minute charts, trading U-shaped and ascending, descending triangle breakouts. Those are my bread and butter. But that strategy on larger stocks, I get chopped out constantly. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. There's definitely different strategies that are better on different stocks and different price ranges. Like I said, for me, I found range strategies work the best with mid and high caps. A lot of people, here's the thing, right? This is the truth in trading, is that in trading, you have so many momentum, low of the day break, high of the day break traders. That's almost all the trading world is filled with. You got penny stock gurus that basically teach three strategies: high of the day break, whether it's pre-market highs, whether it's regular high of the day, regardless, dip buys and pullbacks, and low of the day shorts. That's basically all they ever teach. And so that's all traders know. That's all they attack, is these same exact strategies that everybody else is using. But the problem is that sometimes those strategies just don't work. At least for me. It depends on the stock and the price range of the stock, but sometimes they just don't work. And if you keep attacking them, it may not work out for you. And that's why, like, for me, it's like I stick with. I don't know. I really haven't seen many people teach the strategies that I'm using. And it's one of those things where I figured out what works for me, and I don't care what everybody else is doing. Everybody else might be trading these high of the day break momentum breakout strategies, but most of the time, the reason the gurus are teaching that is because they can say, hey, I'm in this stock, but they're already holding that stock, and they're just using their followers to pump up that stock. And especially with some of these gurus, the gains they make are actually real a lot of the time, but they're real because they're using their followers to pump up the stocks that they're already holding. And so they're pumping the stock up and profiting off of their followers in that way. And so with me and Mitch, like, me and Mitch can't do that because we're trading, the float of the stocks we're trading won't allow us to do that. You know, the float's too big with most of these stocks that I don't care if all of my followers buy the stock at the same time, they're still not going to make the stock move most of the time, depending on the float, obviously.
Yep.
All right, here's a nice little move down here for CGC. I'll take a little bit off at 32, probably hold the rest break even. See if we get that low of the day breakdown again. We can get down to 32 on the ask. I'll take half off and then.
Looking at EMPH here, I think it's going to get weak here. Might try up one more time above 30s, but the risk right now is 30-20s.
I said I might hold it break even, but I actually don't mind this one. I can risk off of 18 now. So a little bit better risk. I could also consider adding back to it up to the VWAP. MCEP for all the penny stock lovers. Yeah, MCEP looks okay. AMU breaking down. AMRN breaking down. I might look at AMRN too under the VWAP. We just need the spread to get a little bit better for beef at CGC. Either way, though, I mean, no matter what, it's not going to be a losing day for me unless worst case scenario happens.
All right, guys. I'm going to take a small time short here. Risk only about 6 cents here on EMPH with 500 shares. It is squeezing a little bit up there, so it's a little bit of a dangerous strategy here. Not playing one of my most played strategies here. So let's see what happens here. You get squeezed out at 30.21s.
What's your entry?
30.15s. 5 cent, 6 cent risk.
Yeah, I mean, if it pivots down to 30, it looks okay.
Yeah,
I think it'll
that's
probably
really
come
what
back
it
down
is.
there.
This is a really quick trade. It's either going to completely go to my direction or it's going to quick stop out. So it's one of those in and out scalps kind of trade. Not really seeing anything out there. Saw this, took the trade, going to focus on it. If it does squeeze past my number, I'll just get out. It'll be a really, really small loss, and I'll probably
Yeah,
end the day.
I'll throw you up since this is your first trade of the day. Here, let me get you up here. Just gotta kind of hold mine here as well. Let me get this chart over here. There we go.
I like the way it looks, at least. Now, if it comes down and cracks 30, we'll be looking good. If it breaks up and just breaks 30.20s, just got to get out. See if we can break these 30s here. I'll take probably 300 or 400 off if we break 30. Gotta be careful with it here. One of the keys I want to point out is that we show you guys order entry form. And this is something that I don't see any trader out there showing you guys. They're not showing you their hand on the trigger. They're not showing you what they're setting up to buy and sell. They're just telling you entries. And just telling you entries is a whole nother world than actually doing what we're doing here, which is showing you the entry form, showing you the exits, showing you entries, showing you everything. Look at all that volume at 30.20s. Got to really be careful there, guys. It showed up on the level 2 for a second there. 1,000 share order there at 30.20. If that starts getting filled, that 1,300 shares there at 30.20, we just got to stop out really quickly. So look for it to all of a sudden start showing up on the time and sales. All the volume just showing up on the time and sales.
All right, we're gonna squeeze up with CGC. I'm probably gonna get out for like a $10 loss. I'll give it some time to get rejected here at the VWAP, but if I get stopped out, that's fine.
Just trying to collect enough volume to break through that 1,000 shares. That's close to 1 million shares there at 320.
All right, so CGC's at 32.16, 32.18. I'm just the spread. I'm trying to let the spread clear up. I don't want to get stopped out by the spread. So over 32.20, really, I'll probably jump out of it. That previous high, if it breaks that, I'll probably just bail out of this thing. But hopefully, it puts in a lower high here and just comes back down. The bid is actually on at 14, so it's not that bad. It's just the spread being 4 cents, 4 or 5 cents. So. My bad, bitch. Let me. I mean, you're up, but it was a little crooked.
No stress, man. You're good. I'm just hanging out here. Saw a lot of shares up there. That 30-20 still could come back, guys. It needs to crack 30 for it to look like it's going to go really in my direction.
Actually, I might make it so I can put my screen up too, and so we can see yours and mine. That way.
No stress.
There we go. Do it like this.
Yeah, it's not looking the best here.
There we go.
On here.
I like CGC because it put in a lower high right there. You can see that lower high at 32.20. So I'm right about break even in this trade. We're just gonna see if we can get that breakdown under 32 now, down to that low of the day at 31.87 is what we're looking for. Not a bad little day. I traded only 1 in 200 shares today, up about $50. So not a bad day accuracy rise. If this trade is successful, it is 100% accuracy day. So we'll see if we can get it.
Yeah, definitely not the best day for me. Too much hesitation.
All right, so we're exactly break even. I could add the CGC. I'm starting to consider it. All right, at this point, we get another bounce up to the VWAP. I'll probably add back to this one on CGC. I'll probably add to it. I really like it here. It's put in multiple highs and gotten rejected, putting in lower highs at this point. And so I'm really going to think about adding to it here with 100 shares and then just basing my risk off of 25 would be the only reasonable thing. So about an 8-cent risk. 200 shares would be $16 risk. Plus
More than
7.
likely, gonna get stopped out here, guys. Yep, about to stop out. Seeing all that share size up there at 320s again. Rejected it again, so I'll hold to it, but definitely a huge amount of volume there.
Yeah, I'm probably about to get out of CGC too. I'll let it break that high. If it breaks that high, I'll just get out.
Looks better if it can crack to 30 here. But it needs to crack all the way to 30 and stop holding the bottom trend line.
We got a nice confirmation in CGC there too. It went right up to that previous high and got rejected. Which is kind of why I wanted to add to it there, but I'm still not totally sold on this one.
All right, might get this crack down below 30s here. Let's see what happens here. It's hitting the support line, the supporting trend line. It's on it. It needs to close below it.
VWAP bounce on WKHS. I haven't looked at that one in a few minutes. Yeah, it could. It's still in a downward trend technically, though. That's the only issue with it is that it's still. I mean, technically it's above the VWAP, I guess, but it still hasn't broken the highs of the day, and it's still below the previous high of the day. So until it does that, I'm not sold on WKHS. I don't know what it's gonna do now. Oh man. All right,
Yeah.
so CGC put in some very levels here at 21. Gonna risk off of that. Got about 7 cents. Stop dwelling on this one because the more I watch it, the worse it kind of gets with impatience and so.
Yeah, really not liking this EMPH as it's not rejected here. This is supposed to be a quick trade. We keep getting rejections off the level, so I stayed in it, but should be a quick trade. The hard reject there. Let's see if we get any shares to fill on the bottom support trend line. So 30.08s, 30.05s. Want to see big share size go in there.
Looks good.
Saw 5,000 there at 30.05. Let's see if it can go below that.
Yeah, my impulse with CGC here is to add, and then I think it's going to come back down to 32. And so my impulse is to just add to this one and risk off of 25, but there you go.
There you
That looks
go.
good.
Finally. Let's pay ourselves a little bit here.
Yeah, I think that's wise.
Underneath 30s. That's what we're going to look for. All right, 30. So just wait for one more second. Wasn't ready to take profits when it dropped. So got to wait one more second.
There you go. That looks good for you. See that big crack down underneath it now, though. But it looks solid.
Yep. All right. Took 229.99s there. $40 realized now. 39.50 realized. Just gonna let the rest of this work at break even rate. Let the rest of it go.
Yeah, I got out of CGC on that last one, so 3 out of 4 trades green today. I'll take it. Biggest thing I need to do is scale up in size.
All right,
looks
there you
good for
go.
you, though.
Starting to get some continuation there. If we can get near VWAP 77, I'll take another profit.
Nice work, man. Good trade.
I think the only thing that really helped me was waiting to get over my hesitation to take a trade. I said only if it did perfect pattern, and I got in there at I think really good spot, 30.15. I didn't chase it on that first down move through the 30s. I wanted to see it crack whole dollar, get above, just slightly above whole dollar, and then crack whole dollar again. So that's what we saw here. So that we really don't want it to be back above 30s. I'm going to risk at that break even rate, but that's what we're looking for. Put my stop out. Let this work, guys. It's either going to get me a nice gain, or I'm going to just stop back out. Let it crack these 90s, try to get to another support, which is over here, the 75s, the 80s. I think with WKHS, you got to wait for it to either get another catalyst or above 5. Every single time that it's gone above 5, it's had trouble. So wait for the volume to come in to break 5. This is a stock that could turn right back around and just squeeze us out. So I'm holding to my break even rate. If it just squeezes us out, let it go. Got my stop set at 30.16. Just gonna let the rest of it work. Need some coffee, man. I'm tired today. Here comes that push. I mean, now we're in the what I call the fun time of the trade. Pressure's off. Already have a realized amount. Can just let the trade work. Even when you're the most stressed, if you give yourself an ability to take some profit, then hold the rest break even, you can just let it go. Stopped out right there, guys. It tipped me. I had
Yeah.
a 30-16 stop. It just went right to it. It could just be a fake out, but I'm going to take that $34 gain on the day. Only 500 shares, only not going to cost me much. And I'll take a like $30, $25 gain on the account, especially on a day that definitely not at the top of my game. Made two misses. Best trades of the day, definitely WKHS. Wanted to take that trade at 94, where it's kind of like squeezing right now. Um, this is where I saw the short happen from the beginning. Should have taken that VWAP fade. Another one, CGC, that John nailed on the first move. Definitely great move, great VWAP fade. Got to take that kind of trade, especially when you can limit a risk as small as 5 or 10 cents and looking for a gain to come down for a 3-1. This is what we look for at beginner trading. We look for 3-1s, 4-1s on risk and return. We love the VWAP fade, especially when we have that 3-1 and 4-1 in our favor.
Yeah. And remember, guys, go check out the TradeNet Challenge. I'm going to go ahead and close it down. TradeNet Challenge is completely free, and the reason I'm pushing it is because it's completely free, guys. And if you want to try the platform, see what it's like, see what kind of stocks are actually tradable, go check out the challenge, and I'll post this link here. Completely free. At the very least, you're going to get a demo account for a few days, and you can try out the platform. And so I'll post that link. Like I said, go check out Trade Ideas as well. The best scanners in the game by far. And, super customizable, dynamic scanners. Probably the best scanners in the game. That's why all the big-time traders use them. I'll post that link here as well. And, yeah, good luck in the day, guys. Good luck for the rest of the day. Not a bad day. 2 green trades for Mitch and I both. And, yeah, we'll take it, guys. But anyways, good luck. We'll see you all tomorrow morning. And, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day.